Hi, I'm Pip Waller and this is Being Human. Today I'm going to talk about fascia, connective tissue. So fascia or connective is a type of the connective tissue. There's 4 types of tissue in the body that make us up, that develop from when we're growing embryologically inside the womb of our mothers. We have 4 kinds of tissue that then grow into all the various systems, organs, structures of our body. So one of the tissue types is called connective tissue. And that's a tissue that surrounds and protects everything, every organ, every tube in the body, and it supports and provides, well, it does, connective tissue is a great name for it because actually it's found everywhere in the body. In fact, there was a time when people were doing dissections, they would just scrape the connective tissue off and throw it away. And then look at, oh, there's this muscle, there's that muscle, there's, as if the connective tissue wasn't important, like maybe it was like packaging material, like those polystyrene balls you get when you buy something it's sent through the post in a box, or it's packed tight with stuff. So the body's a bit like that, and everywhere there is this stuff called connective tissue. Particular kind of connective tissue we're talking about is fascia, which is the sort of tissue it has a background substance of a semi-fluid, and it has cells spread out throughout it which spin fibres. One of the fibres is collagen. So these are protein, strong protein fibres. If you think of your tendons and your ligaments, look at the back of your hand. There's tendons there, you can feel them. Or feeling in your arm. If you bend your arm, where biceps, that's the muscle that's here, where that ends down the elbow end, that ropey thing, that's a tendon. They're very, very, very tough. That's fascia. Tendons are like a collected bundle or sheet of fascia. But the fascia itself actually runs throughout our whole body in continuous sheets. So here's the skeleton here. So I'm going to, for example, on the outside of the bone, there's it's not a real skeleton, it's plastic for anyone that's worried. So on the outside of the bone, there's a sheet of fascia. It's called periosteum when it's found there. It's very, very, very closely knit to the bone. And knitting into that and crossing all the joints are ligaments, holding the joints together, and also knitting into the periosteum are the tendons that then run all the way through our muscles. So through the connective tissue, through the fascia, the whole body is connected. In fact, if you took a human body and you removed every other tissue except for the fascia, what you would end up with is a person-shaped fascial body, we can call it. Exactly the shape of us, fascia, connective tissue everywhere. Some places it would be more thick and more dense, other places it would be more fine, but it's absolutely everywhere. So that fascial body is now known to be very, very important to do with the relationship between all the different parts of our body. So if I've got a bad leg and I start to limp like this, you can see it's my leg, I'm limping, but the movement goes all throughout the whole body. Even if I've got just a bit of a pain in my toe, and I'm moving a bit differently, it's going to throw out the whole way that I walk. So a lot of body workers, osteopaths, chiropractors and so forth now work very much thinking about the fascial body. So there's a few things to say. One really important thing to say about the fascial body is there's layers and layers and layers of the fascia. And because it's a very dynamic tissue, and it has these cells that spin new fibres, when we're not moving very much, and that can even be overnight while we're in bed, the cells always are spinning new fibres. So they start to make what has become called like a fuzz that sort of fuzzes up the different layers of the fascial body. Now, so that happens overnight. Then in the morning we get up and we stretch. Hopefully we get moving, and then the fuzz is very easily melts away, that kind of fuzz. But if we have some sort of injury or maybe just a very sedentary lifestyle, we don't move very much, the fascia fuzzes up more and more and more and more, and we can end up with a situation where really we've got restricted movement because the connective tissue no longer easily slides in over itself in the way that it's supposed to. So if that's the case, if you've got something like that going on, well, one of the things the fascia needs is movement, but also different kinds of movement. So movement in different planes. Actually, those yoga balls are good, those big round balls, rolling on them, doing stretching, moving, and doing different kinds of physical activity. So, and things that perhaps we don't ordinarily do. Like, oh, I don't know, dancing's quite a good one, isn't it? Because you can move in all sorts of different directions when you dance and let your body move like that. But if you've got a very, very, very thick layers of fascia built up, you may, around an injury or around somewhere where you haven't moved, then you probably need to get some body work as well to actually get into that place and to get it moving. So this is the first of a whole series about fascia and connective tissue that's related to posture and how we can help ourselves in terms of back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain by thinking about our fascial body, caring for it, and improving our posture. I'm Pip Waller. This is Being Human. Thanks for